Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. This is a timeless collective reading for whoever needs to hear it. So if the message resonates, then it's for you. All right, let's see what wants to come through today. Highest and best messages for the collective. Please, Spirit. It is Christmas Eve today as I film this, and I just felt really inspired and guided to connect with all of you, the collective. Equinox. Yeah. What matters to you most is becoming very, very clear, I feel. You're weighing the truth in your heart against something. There's some kind of inner battle that's been going on within you, internal conflict you've been experiencing, but now I just feel like there's some kind of resolution that is coming about. Balance, harmony, I'm hearing synchronicity. It's all coming together. You're realizing the truth in your heart about something, and that truth, if you own it and act on it, will create equilibrium in your energy and in your life, I feel. It may feel kind of like a balancing act that you're doing right now. There's some kind of balancing act. You feel almost like you're, I'm hearing walking the edge, or like walking a tightrope. That's kind of what I'm seeing. I just feel like you're trying to decide something, and it feels like a very, very important decision. And you're coming closer to the answer. You're coming closer to committing to something one way or the other. You know deep down which way to go, which thing to choose. I'm hearing you're coming into the light. Yeah. So you're at some kind of tipping point, I feel, where you are about to commit to something. You are about to make a big decision. And it feels like you're basing that decision on the right thing, which is your heart, right? If things have been feeling kind of chaotic or out of whack, overwhelming lately, it feels like this is the tipping point or the turning point where things will start to, I'm not going to say life is going to be easy. Life is never really easy. But whatever kind of inner turmoil you've been feeling about this particular choice or situation, that is going to smooth out or die down, I feel, very, very soon. You are seeing the light and the shadow in something, the pros and the cons in something, because there's pros and cons in everything. There's risk in every decision, right? Light and shadow. And this kind of, more full spectrum awareness that you are able to access through connection to your heart is what's allowing you to finally pull the trigger on something. I'm hearing pull the trigger on something. Maybe you just have made a big decision, or you're about to. You want to make the decision that feels like relief. You want to make the decision that feels like relief in your system, okay? Whichever way you go, just imagine, right? Project ahead. Imagine choosing this, imagine choosing that, or whatever it is. Imagine whatever your scenario or situation is. Imagine different outcomes, different choices, and pay attention to your physical body. How's your physical body responding? Is there more tension? Is there, even a little bit of tightness in your tummy? Or is your body going, oh, thank God. Yes. Okay. I can breathe a little bit easier now. Follow that. Follow that relief. And also understand it, right? Why? Why does this choice feel like tension, whereas this one feels like relief? Get curious about that, okay? Death. When you make any kind of decision whatsoever, it doesn't matter whether it's the decision to have cereal for breakfast or the decision to end a business partnership, it doesn't matter. Whenever you make a commitment and a decision, you are automatically killing off the other options. So there is some kind of death that needs to happen in this situation, in your decision making. Maybe that's part of the turmoil that you've been feeling, because you know when you commit to one thing or the other, you're killing off the other option or options, and that's kind of scary. But death is what makes space for life, right? There is no life without death. Death is not a bad thing. I just keep hearing the word regenerative. It's almost like this death energy is feeding the equilibrium of this equinox card. Yeah. Earth. Speaking of your heart, so there's an image of a heart with a little seed in it, and the seed has burst and it's starting to grow. Yeah, you know what you want to choose. You know what you want to choose, even though it's very, very difficult. There's only so long, I feel, that you can kind of go back and forth or waver before the truth in your heart is just completely unavoidable, and it's almost like your heart's going to make the decision for you. Your mind is going to go in 1,000 different directions forever. I mean, we all have that kind of monkey mind, right? Our thoughts race a mile a minute. Most people's do. So if your mind is important. Your mind is incredibly useful and valuable as a tool, right? But ultimately, your personal truth is in your heart. It's not in your head, right? So you can go in circles in your head all you want forever. That doesn't change the truth in your heart. Ooh, experience. Whatever this situation is for you, it's a catalyst for profound wisdom in your life. This whole process of decision making that you're going through, whatever it is that you're choosing and therefore not choosing, committing to and therefore not committing to, etc. Whatever it is, it's the necessary experience required in order to gain a certain kind of wisdom. So as trying as this situation or choice point may be, it's going to catapult you, I'm hearing, into a new embodiment, right? A new embodiment. I almost see this hand as your future self or your higher self reaching down towards you, kind of like encouraging you. Your higher self is encouraging you to choose what's in your heart, even though the future is unknown, right? You don't know exactly what's going to happen. But that's not a reason to not choose what's in your heart. Amulet. I'm just going to keep going with this. I don't know why I usually don't pull this many oracle cards, but I'm just in the flow. We're just going to keep going. Let's see. Maybe one more after this. Amulet. Yeah, there are lots and lots and lots and lots of options available to you on the other side of this choice. I almost see this amulet card as like the Seven of Cups in tarot. If you follow your higher self in your heart, it's almost like an explosion, in a good way, an explosion of energy on the other side of this. So much. I'm hearing room to grow, positive energy, joy, playfulness. Yeah, it's just really going to open things up for you. Perception with another heart in the center with an eye. See that? that just brings me full circle all the way back to the first card with the heart that has an eye in it. It's full circle. Yeah, this is the point to stop. And touch at the bottom. A hand with an eye. Very interesting. It's almost like maybe this part of the wisdom that's coming through this experience is the understanding that your inner perception, your intuition, your inner knowing, something beyond what you can logically explain, is your guiding force. And this kind of choice point or situation is just revealing that to you on another level. It's like what I was saying before. You can weigh the pros and cons forever. You can think logically about something forever. You can try to, predict all the outcomes. But at the end of the day, the reality is you don't know what's going to happen, but you do know the truth in your heart and what your higher self is guiding you towards, what you feel called to. That's it. That's all we know ever. That's it. And so I kind of see this perception card as like your aura, which you could say is kind of like your higher self, maybe. Depends on how you think about it, right? I'm hearing something about just surrender. It's almost like stop trying to make a decision and just surrender to the decision that's trying to come through you. It's almost like let go and watch what you do. Interesting. That is kind of scary, but it's also exciting. All right, 12:12 on the timer. Now let's go into tarot here. This is the Mind's Eye Tarot for anybody who's interested. Okay. Where do we go from here, Spirit? Highest and best messages for the collective. Boom. All right, we've got 3 here. 2 of Wands. There's that choice point. Yep. 2 of Wands. The Hierophant. And the 9 of Cups. Haha. Wish fulfillment. This is... Okay. You're lining up with your dream. You're lining up with what you want. On the other side of this decision, following your heart, is wish fulfillment. Okay? But in order to do that, in order to line up with wish fulfillment, joy, abundance, right? You have to be brave enough to take some kind of step that scares you or some kind of perceived risk. That risk being trusting your inner knowing. I mean, that's what the Hierophant is all about. Spiritual connection. You have, at this stage of your life, you have gained and acquired incredible amounts of spiritual wisdom and intuitive knowing and attunement. I feel like Spirit wants you to know, maybe your higher self wants you to know, that you are more spiritually advanced than you give yourself credit for. I would say that means you have more awareness than you give yourself credit for. You are more perceptive than you give yourself credit for. Okay. So your higher self is backing you moving forward. Okay. And I do have to say, it doesn't really feel like one decision or the other, one path or the other is bad or wrong or scary, negative. It's just your heart versus not, right? Okay, also, yes, your aura, your higher self, your heart, has, and I would even go so far as to say your unconscious mind has more awareness and information available to it than your conscious mind does. Your conscious mind, which you're identified with right now, the part of you that is watching this, singularly focused on watching this, it's supposed to have limited perception, or else we wouldn't be able to function. If we couldn't focus on one thing at a time, we wouldn't function. We'd just blue screen and yeah. But your unconscious mind, however, your energy, your aura, your soul, right, your heart, etc., which is like another kind of brain, that all of that has access to like infinite information, including spiritual information. Okay. This is not a test, but it feels like some kind of learning curve for you. This is an opportunity, again, for you to practice surrendering to the aspects of yourself that have greater perception, right? Seven of Wands. It's kind of taking me back to the Death card. There's something that you need to say no to. I feel like maybe for some of you, someone is clawing for your attention. Somebody is trying to get your attention. Somebody wants something from you. Maybe it's multiple people or just an energy, some kind of situation or a job. Fill in the blank with whatever is relative to your life. But it's almost like people are coming for you. People would distract you out of your own inner knowing. So in order to line up with this wish fulfillment, again, going back to the Death card, you have to say no to something. What do you need to say no to? What do you need to say no to? What do you need to end? What do you need to banish? What do you need to cut off or cut cords with? One more? Yeah, let's do one more. And then we'll get a journal prompt. And then a closing message. Okay, gotcha. 5 of Cups. Grief, disappointment, maybe a little bit of resentment, feeling upset. Something's not working out. It's that simple and that complicated. It just feels like something's not working out the way that you thought it might. Or something just has not turned out the way you thought it would. And that's causing a little bit of resistance. Negative emotions, right? It's totally normal, totally natural. It's okay. It's part of the process. But Spirit is just inviting you to recognize those feelings. Grieve if you need to grieve. Process the disappointment or whatever, resentment, whatever's coming up within you. Process it. Learn from it. That's what the whole point of this is, to learn. And then shift your focus. Shift your focus. Okay, let's get a journal prompt from my journal prompt deck. Okay, number 38. What do you wish that people would ask you more often, and why? I don't think I've pulled that one before. What do you wish that people would ask you more often, and why? Well, that speaks to some part of you that just wants to be seen and heard and understood on a deeper level, right? Maybe you feel like you want people to recognize what's in your heart. You want people to see the real you. Well, they will when you start making more decisions based on your heart, because then you will be the living, breathing embodiment of your heart, and people won't be able to avoid it, right? Answer that question for yourself. See where it takes you. Let's get a closing message from Into the Lonely Woods. Closing message for the collective, please, Spirit. I'm hearing what you want is so close. You can taste it. I don't know if that's inspiring or frustrating. Maybe a little bit of both. That wish fulfillment, what you want. It's like, it's right there. It's so close. And maybe for some of you, you're going to feel like the decision you're making in alignment with your heart will take you away from wish fulfillment, but it's actually taking you closer to it faster. It's bringing you closer to what you want faster. Following your heart may feel like a reroute that is, I'm hearing discombobulating, or like a delay. It might feel like a delay. You may be very tempted to choose whatever is not in your heart because the wish fulfillment is so close, right? I hope this is making sense. But actually going with what's in your heart, it's not a delay. It's just, it's taking you another way. And you may actually get what you want faster, ironically, by doing that. Interesting. Okay. Closing message for the collective. I was literally just going to say the number 22. I was seeing the number 22 in my head. Number 22. Time to move on. It's time to move on. Flying to greener pastures is what I'm hearing. Let's see what the guidebook says. Okay. There is sorrow, the Five of Cups. There is sorrow when someone no longer feels the way they once did about you. But know you lit a light in their lives. Even though the time has passed for your tales to intertwine, the loosening of the bonds of love need not be bitter. For now, you must take your leave to refine who you are next to become. You will not be lost when you follow the darkening path into the unknown. You will wander, but there are fragments of your soul waiting for you to find them along the way. Be content with the light you carry within and the light you have lit with others. These will be the guides on the mysterious path before you. Yeah, okay. All right, everyone. I hope that this message found whoever needed to hear it. I hope it was helpful or at least thought-provoking. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you. And as always, I will be putting this journal prompt along with several others in the description box. They will just help you to process all of this and take your inner work a little bit deeper. All right, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful holiday season and a Merry Christmas, and I will see you very soon. Bye.